Marcia's little wooden house sat on a narrow Kingston lane, painted in faded blue with shutters that rattled whenever the night breeze rolled down from the hills. She had lived there more than 20 years. She knew the way the floor groaned when she stepped near the kitchen door, and the way the mango tree outside scratched against the zinc fence when the wind picked up. Nothing in that house ever frightened her, until the footsteps came. The first time, she thought it was a stray dog or maybe one of the neighbors cutting across her yard, but the sound was too measured, too human. Slow, heavy, one step, then another, circling her window at exactly midnight. The second night, it returned. She sat upright in bed, her breath caught in her throat, the same steady rhythm, heel then toe, stopping directly beneath her window, as if whoever it was wanted her to know they were there. By the third night, fear had already carved a hollow place in her chest. She pulled back the curtain with trembling fingers, just enough to peek out. The moon poured silver light over the yard, painting long, eerie shadows across the grass. The mango tree swayed. The zinc gate stood still, but no one was there. Only the footsteps, rising up through the night air, as if the earth itself carried them. Her sister shuddered when Marcia told her. "Midnight is the duppy hour," she said. "Plenty spirits walk when the cock's still asleep." Marcia tried to laugh, but her smile was thin. That night, she brewed strong coffee and sat in the dark with the lights off, waiting. When the clock struck 12, the sound began again. Step, 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 louder this time. The rhythm crawled beneath her skin. The curtain shifted, though the window was closed tight. Marcia's heart hammered as she leaned forward and pulled the fabric aside. At first, the yard looked empty. Then she saw him. A tall, thin man stood by the gate, half hidden in shadow. His face gleamed pale under the moon, his eyes hollow, fixed on her window. He wore an old black suit, too big for his bony frame, as though he had dressed for a funeral long forgotten. Marcia's mouth went dry. She could not move. The man lifted his head, and though his lips never parted, a voice whispered through the air, soft but cold as river water. "I used to live here." Her stomach clenched. She gripped the window frame, afraid her knees would give way. The figure moved then, taking the same slow, deliberate step she had heard for nights. Heel toe, past her window, across the yard, until he reached the gate. There, under the moonlight, his body thinned like smoke, fading into the night until there was nothing left but silence. Marcia sat in the dark until the rooster crowed. The next morning, she went to see old Miss Inez, who had lived on the lane longer than anyone. When Marcia told her what she had seen, the old woman only nodded. "The Brown family house used to stand right where yours is," she said. "Long time ago, one of them men took sick and died sudden in the yard. People said he never truly gone. That is why you hearing him still." From that night, Marcia kept her curtains closed when the clock struck 12. Sometimes the footsteps came, sometimes not, but she never looked out the window again, because once was enough.